Well, this is on. Tim and Alexia, thank you very much for allowing me to videography of your wedding. You had a wonderful place and a wonderful venue. Wish you the very best of luck.
Any well wishes to the bride and groom? Auntie Alexia.
Auntie Alexia.
All the well wishes to you and your groom. Tim, take care of my sweet Alexia, my niece, and have a wonderful life.
Well wishes for the bride and groom.
Oh, of course I do.
No, he wants to.
Tim and Alexia, I love you guys so much, and I love you so much together, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy we get to see you guys all the time. It's so special, and I love you so much. Well wishes to both.
I was about to say, really?
I've known Tim for a long time, you know, so I think he's going to do really well, and they're just going to be happy. That's it.
I want to wish them all the happiness in the world. Uncle Tom and I have been married for 35 years, so you're a little bit...
She's telling the truth.
So I wish you as much happiness as we've had, and more. Live long and prosper.
Did you have any wishes?
Yeah, just that my daughter doesn't ask to borrow any money.
Oh!
Well, grandchildren. Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
I do have well wishes for the bride and the groom. I also hope that they keep laughing, and I hope they never forget their ceremony today.
This came together
really beautiful.
Tim, Alexia.
Yeah. Me, kids, Tim, you, bride. Done.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Shall we?
Well, it's not forecast.
Okay, are you ready to run to John Bailey? Are you ready to run? And go give him a high five, okay? Ready? Go, 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 go!
Woody, come here, buddy. Can I get a high five? Come on, buddy. Right here. High five. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Burger Incorporated. Jewish.
Kisses all around. That's all we had to do.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate our dear friends, Tim and Alexia, as they make a commitment to each other to be together for the rest of their lives. Now, weddings are always a big occasion. It's not just for the bride and groom. We have lots of family members here, family by birth, family of choice. I want to take just a brief moment. I want to acknowledge a few people who are here. I want to acknowledge the parents of the bride and groom, Pete and Polly. Peter, Kathy.
You guys are great. From the first moment I met Alexia, I knew how right she was for Timothy and how right he was for her.
When I heard that, first heard that Tim was together with Alexia, I said, well, that works. Yeah.
Some family have traveled from very far today, some from up and down the West Coast. We're grateful for everyone who could be here today. And I'm very fortunate because I've known these two since the beginning, since they got together. And I'm going to talk about a place we all know and love, the Dark Room Theater of the Mission District in San Francisco. God rest its ridiculous soul. For those of you not familiar with the Dark Room Theater, I've often described it as the closest thing we had to a real-life version of the Muppet Show Theater. You had all kinds of ridiculous, lovable characters going in and out. So there was an annual production of The Twilight Zone. I met a young woman who was stage managing the show, who was very, very young. And I was very impressed because this is a young woman who would sneak out of her parents' house to work theater. And I think this says a lot about who she is and her character. She's not here to cause trouble. She wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than her. It was a calling for her, and she learned skills at a very, very young age. And she harbored those skills and became not just an industry professional from that growth opportunity, but building all these friendships and relationships with so many people that are here today. So many people who know these two through the world of theater. And I've been lucky enough to share the stage with both of them. And that's where we met this gentleman. Now, when you redo Goodfellas as a comedy, somebody's got to be the straight man in every bit. And the Ray Liotta part was just written in such a way. And so all the people around Tim could come out and do ridiculous things on stage. And I was in the Paul Sorvino role, Big Paulie, if you're familiar. The big mafioso. Now, Tim was playing a straight man to me, and he even did it just now, and still the instinct doesn't go away, right? Tim is a brilliant comedic foil. And that's a skill, let me tell you. Now, Alexia was in the ensemble playing several different parts, and it turned out she had some big shoes to fill. She had to step into the Oscar-winning Joe Pesci role, which, let me tell you, was freaking hilarious the way we wrote it. Now, there was a little bit of confusion, though. She thought she was going on in the final week. No. Second week. First week.
Yeah.
And you knew that on what, about a week's notice to get off book?
The Tuesday of.
The Tuesday of. So basically 3 days to get off book. And she put it together like a champ. And she went out there and crushed it every time. Hilarious. This woman has comedy chops that we should all be envious of. She's a brilliant woman. One of the things that I don't even know how it came up, but there was a moment. They know the good stuff's coming. All right.
I wish you the wellest because you're the best, and I love you, and I'll talk to you every day I can. Thanks.
Alexia, Tim, we love you so much. We're so proud of you. We're so happy for you. Here's to a lifetime of happiness together. Hi, Alexia, Tim. Hi, I love you guys. Congratulations. You are some of the most amazing, funny, talented, smart people, and I'm so happy for you. Love you.
So these two are working together on that show. And over the course of the, 4 or 5 week run, whatever it was, you could tell they were getting a little bit closer. They're getting a little bit closer. And the question mark was, Tim was worried because they had such a great friendship. Alexia wanted it to be more than friends, and Tim was worried. Are we going to mess our friendship up? Well, it's been 10 years and they haven't messed it up yet. I think they're doing a pretty phenomenal job. I would say. Great job. One of the things that I always said in Goodfellas, I would say, I'm proud of you. Pinch his cheeks. I'm not going to stage slap you at your wedding, buddy. It's okay.
Thank you.
That's all right. That's all right. But in all sincerity, my friend, proud of you. I am. You two have built something. You've been together for 10 years. 10 years, people! They've been together. And one of the things that I think is just happenstance, but I really like, is the fact that they chose to have their wedding right here. If you're not familiar with that monument over there, the Portals of the Past, it's actually a very significant piece of San Francisco history. It's part of San Francisco from a place that no longer exists. But this monument has stood the test of time. Believe it or not, that archway, columns right there, I don't know what you call it, technically.
Portico.
Thank you, portico. The portico over there. At one time, was part of a very fancy mansion on top of Nob Hill here in San Francisco. And And on the worst day in the history of this city, in April of 1906, an earthquake, a fire, all the homes on Nob Hill were devastated, destroyed. But that portico stood. And there's a very famous photograph that is shot through the opening of that portico where you see a burnt out, wrecked out city below it. And I think about how something like that could stand through something so terrible. And if you think about everything we've all been through for the last couple of years, so many of us today are seeing each other for the first time in over 2 years. It's important, it's significant, it's meaningful. And I think that portico serves as a lovely representation of what the two of you have built that has lasted through terrible things. Let's be honest. But through good times and bad, the sun will rise, the sun will set, and Tim and Alexia will still be together. And there's comfort in that. And there's something very beautiful in that. And we're all honored to be here with you today to celebrate this. Now what I'm going to do, these two wrote their wedding vows. We're going to let them get to that. Alexia, you won the coin toss. You get to go first.
Yeah, because I'm going to be a wreck otherwise.
All right.
Tim, I don't know what to say to you that you don't already know. The past 10 years with you have been my rock, my constant, and my friend. Through some of the worst times of my life, you've picked me up and carried me. Through some of the best, you've made me smile even harder. You make me laugh uncontrollably. You've taken care of me when I've been sick, been through the bad times and the good. So then what can I promise at this point? I promise to try and make you laugh every day. I promise to always have your back the way you have mine. I promise to remind you to keep going when you feel like you can't. I promise to take care of you. I promise to continue loving you for the rest of time.
You're up, buddy.
Alexia. Excuse me. Alexia, you are my favorite person. You make me happy and have helped me find my balance in life in a way that I've never had before. And I'm so lucky to have you. Today, I stand before our family and friends to make these solemn promises. I promise to keep trying to crack you up, even though you are much better at keeping a straight face than I am. And I promise also to keep laughing at your jokes, because I can't help myself. Whatever life throws at you, I promise that you'll never have to face the world alone. I promise that I will share my strength with you, just as I will take the strength you share with me, even though I'm not the best at asking for help. I promise to laugh with you and to comfort you in times of sorrow, no matter what, in sickness and in health, in times of plenty and in times of want. Today, I give you this ring.
Oh, you want the ring?
Yeah.
Oh. I got it. Hold on. I swear I do.
Okay.
Hold on. All right.
Great.
All right, there you go.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got it.
Hooray!
Today, I give you this ring, which is a circle without end, just as my love for you is eternal. And just as it was crafted by a person on Etsy, so too is our love handcrafted and unique. Today is a ceremony which symbolizes our commitment to one another, but I also want everyone here to know how much I love and adore you, and that I will try in every way to be worthy of your love today, tomorrow, and all the days of our life together.
All right, you guys. I'm going to ask each of you a question. And it's important that you get it right.
Should I put the ring
Not yet,
on?
not yet.
Okay.
We rehearsed this, clearly. Live theater at its best, people. All right. Alexia, you take Tim to be your lawfully wedded husband through sickness and in health, though richer or poorer, through sold-out shows or empty seats, through pandemic times or whatever normal times are, and to always, always keep laughing with him.
I do.
Tim, you take Alexia to be your lawfully wedded wife, for better or worse, through sickness or in health, through sold-out shows or empty seats, through pandemic times or whatever normal times are, and to always, always keep laughing by her side.
I do.
If you got the question right, you can put the ring on him.
Okay. Does it fit?
By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Kiss her.
Oh shit!
Too late! Too late! Fine. Since my own daughter is heckling me during this, does anybody here, don't you dare, object? Anybody going once, going twice? Sold, you're hitched.
That's a bait of honor.
Hello, photographers. Do you have any well wishes for the bride?
We were discussing that out of, what, 4 people taking pictures today, that there probably should be at least 1 or 2 decent photos.
we wish them good photos that we have taken.
Cheers.